8 essentials I've come up with for Hong Kong. Navigation. Navigation. Make sure you've got a map, a compass, and maybe a GPS. Communication. Mobile phone. Almost everyone brings their mobile phones in Hong Kong, right? When you go hiking, problem is there's not always coverage in some places. So it's good, of course, to have battery backup, have a compass of some kind, a regular compass. Might help you find your way back in the fog. I'll tell you a quick story. One time, I showed the picture of Dai Mo Shan earlier. One time I was bringing a group down from the top by the 12 rocks there. It's completely foggy. I can't hardly see from me to the front row here. And so I have a group of about 6 people. We're in the fog. All of a sudden, this guy appears with his phone, mobile phone. He's coming up the hill. He looks at that, he says, "Can you help me get to the road?" So we actually canceled our trip downhill and took him up to the road because he was completely lost. Even though he had his phone and GPS and the maps, all that, he couldn't find his way. So compass is great. Walkie-talkies, there's some walkie-talkies you can buy in Sham Shui Po for communications. And a whistle, a simple whistle, is a great thing to have for an emergency to let people know where you are, especially if you don't have mobile coverage or whatever. Sun protection, sun protection. Hat, glasses, sunscreen, UV umbrella, very, very important. And of course, insulation, extra clothing, especially in the winter in Hong Kong. Also, illumination, light, very important to have light, even if you're doing a day hike, because you never know, a day hike could turn into an overnight hike. Something could happen. There's all kinds of possible scenarios. You never know if you can get back by sundown. So it's always good to be prepared and have a light with you. Headlight or flashlight, something like that. First aid, very important. Food, of course, extra food, nutrition, hydration. Wow, I want to say in summer especially, most Hong Kong people I see on the trails, they don't have enough water. They do not have enough water. I see people walking, I see 2 things in the summertime. People with little sandals walking up on some of the trails, you know, the little sandals they might wear down to the Dai Bai Dong or something, I don't know, or whatever, park and shop. And they're on rocky trails, and they have a little tiny bag, and they're on a trail. I know they have at least 2 more hours, and I know they don't have 2 liters of water in there. So it's very important to bring plenty of water. And finally, your brain, my brain. We need to think carefully, plan carefully, use common sense, which sometimes isn't so common, but to think through these things from beginning to end. Now, I brought some things with me just to show briefly. And I'm going to let you see how many things I have in here for being prepared with everything, all right? And how many of the 8 essentials. So in Hong Kong, what? We love tests, right? We love quizzes. You know, when I really found that out, I was at University of Hong Kong. I started there as a full-time student for 1 year. I wanted to go use the sports facilities. And guess what? To use the sports facilities at Hong Kong U, I had to take an exam. Multiple choice test. And it's all about sports physiology and sports this and sports that and muscle this and muscle that and stretching and stretching. I had no preparation. I just looked at the man, I said, I'll do my best. And I took that multiple choice test. Somehow I passed. I don't know, or he was gracious, he was merciful and let me in so I could use the sports facility. Anyway, I'm going to give you a test soon to see when I pull out these goodies from my bag, how many you can remember that are either not the 10 essentials or something additional, same thing. Anyway, boomerang. So the basic illustration is when we go out, you ready? 1, 2, no, I'm not going to do it, sorry. I'm a good boomerang thrower. In fact, I made this boomerang in Australia when I was there. And I can throw it very well. There's a certain technique to properly throwing a boomerang to get it to go out, circle around, and come back. Basically, you throw it like this. Unfortunately, I don't know about the insurance for the expo, so maybe I better not throw it today. But picture this. I was at Da Mei Sha in Shenzhen, right? The big beach. And there's lots of people out there, and I had my boomerang. And so I throw it. Wow, there it goes. Ooh, it lands over here. I throw it again. Yeah, I think it lands over here. I threw it the third time, and I didn't move. Wow, boom, came back. I caught it. Didn't move. Amazing. I threw it second time. Round it comes. I caught it again without moving. I got a standing ovation from the people on the beach. Our outdoor adventures need to be just like that. When we leave home, we want to go out and have an enjoyable time, an enjoyable flight, and then we want to return home safely. So hiking in the outdoors, any outdoor activity, is just like a boomerang. I want you to remember boomerang and plan thinking. I'm going to do everything I can do when I go for my outdoor adventure to make sure that I return just like the boomerang. All right, let's see what's in my bag. Sometimes I need this because I have a knee that gives me trouble, or if somebody has a sprained ankle, good to have a stick along. Just one is enough. Do you know that one hiking stick can take 30% of the weight off your knees? Did you know that, Lillian? One hiking stick can take 30% of the weight off your knees. Very good. Sunglasses, of course. Gotta have sunglasses, especially in, this is extra clothing like we talked about. Sometimes bags to put electronics in. This is a poor man's waterproof bag, called a Ziploc bag, poor man's bag. Some of you can afford those expensive bags. I'm a poor man. First aid kit. First aid kit, very important. This is a small one that has all the basic essentials, right? A hat. Always good to have a hat. Winter, summer, doesn't matter. See if I can get that to stand up. There we go. And extra clothing again. This, believe it or not, this windbreaker I took to the top of Mount Rainier, 4,600 meters. I climbed that mountain in 1976. I still have this windbreaker, made by REI. Fantastic. What else? Oh, water. Mentioned water, okay. There we go. And what else we got here? Headlamp. And I have something extra most people won't carry, but I like it. It's a lightning detector. So I can put it on my belt, and if there's any thunderstorm with lightning, it will sound off and let me know how far away it is. These are not expensive. They're about 30 USD. You can buy from Amazon.com. Oh, and maybe before, but sometimes after, Arthur Strong. Arthur Strong is one of our sponsors today. It helped us with this time. I want to thank Marika and Arthur Strong. This is some balm for your muscles, and I might want to have that too. By the way, many thanks to Arthur Strong and Marika for helping sponsor this today. I love this towel. Do you know why I love this towel? Because if I'm in trouble and the helicopter's coming and I don't have a bright shirt, I can go, I'm here, right? Not only that, especially in summer, so nice to keep me cool. So I actually put this in the refrigerator, in the freezer at nighttime and wet. So when I take it out, oh, it's so nice and cool. Helps me survive the hot summer weather. And walkie-talkie, I mentioned walkie-talkie. For me, I'm an amateur radio operator, so I bring a walkie-talkie in case I can't reach anybody on my mobile phone. I know there's certain places I can contact them and get some help. That's just about all out of my big part. Another glove. Oh, gloves, okay. Just in case I need to climb on some rocks. But certainly if I go bushwhacking, I bring gloves. What else is in this bag? Oh, my secret weapon. This is my secret weapon. You know what it is. You think it's just a simple umbrella, don't you? But it's more than that. This UV umbrella can protect me not only from the rain, but from the sun, from dogs, from bears, from mountain lions. Just put it in front, there you go. Also, to be honest with you, if I'm walking down the trail in the summertime, there's lots of spiders sometimes, right? Spider webs, guess what? All the spider webs are caught up there. This umbrella, I counted 10 different uses for a simple umbrella. But for me in the summertime, to be honest, I have to protect my pearly white skin, you see. So I like to use the umbrella to protect me from the sun, but also you never know in Hong Kong when the rain's coming, right? You never know. It can be bright, beautiful, sunny day, all of a sudden here comes the rain. Always carry an umbrella. Even when I'm just going out around Hong Kong, I always have an umbrella with me. Let's see what else. I think we're getting to the bottom of the pack here. I've got some change in here for the bus. I've got coins. I've got, of course, my mobile phone. Very important. How many of you have the Hong Kong Observatory app on here? HKO. Raise your hand if you have the HKO Observatory. Way to go. All right, let me just recommend to all of you, not just for hiking or outdoor activity, load on the Hong Kong Observatory website app at the iOS App Store or the Google Play Store. If you just type in HKO, I think is enough. Because when you go out, the best tool that's there is something called the weather radar. And I'm going to talk about that at length in just a moment. So I encourage you to do that. Glasses, of course, so I can read the map or read my phone if I need to. What else? Some snacks. I have food in here, more food. That's about it. That's enough. So, the next most important thing to do before outdoor activity, besides all these things, is to consider the weather. And let's go ahead and do the slide for the weather.